The second question is going to be explain the responsibility. So, UI or UX designer, I think they have a responsibility to make their customer comfortable with their design. So which means UI or UX designer need to make their application interface interesting and easy to use for their customers. The third question is going to be require skill. So if you want to be a UI or UX designer and want to become a UI or UX designer professional, I think you need at least 3 important skills if you want to become a UI or UX designer professional. The first one is going to be a good at graphic design skill. Of course, if you want to be a UI designer, you need to learn about a UI. You need to learn about a graphic design skill, because in graphic design you can make your application eye-catching and your user feel interest with your application interface. The second one is going to be a good at research. So if you want to make your application interesting and eye-catching for your customer or user, you need to do a research about them. You need to do a research about their market. You need to do a research about what they want, what they need. So you can make your application interface based on data, based on your research. And the third one is gonna be a good at UX mapping. In my opinion, good at UX mapping means you need to make your UX mapping obvious and simple as you can, so your users don't feel confused when they use your application. If you make your UX mapping too complicated and doesn't obvious, your user will feel confused and doesn't want to use your application. And so next question is why you find it appealing. The reason why I want to become a UI or UX designer, because as a customer myself, I ever see an application with a board interface, and also I ever see an application unmatched with me. Let's say that, because with a bad design or maybe a bad color theme and make me feel uncomfortable when I use them. And also, I ever seen an application with a bad UX mapping. When I use their application, UX mapping doesn't obvious and too complicated for me when I use their application and make me uncomfortable and feel like I'm waste my time in this application. So I don't want to use that application anymore. And that's the reason why I want to become a UI or UX designer, and I want to make my application interesting and easy to use for my customers. And the last question is going to be a profit specific example of how this role contribute to the industry. I think UI or UX designer are essential for industry in a several way. The first one is a user-centric. UI or UX designer has a job to ensure your application intuitive, interesting, and easy to use for your customers. And the second one is gonna be increase your engagement. So if you can do your job in point number 1, the feedback you can have is the point number 2. Your engagement will increase because your user will use your application more and in a long time. And the third one is gonna be a better brand perception. Because of your application interface and you're good at UX matching, your brand is gonna be good in customers' eye and want to use your application more. So maybe that's my dream job. And sorry if I misspell anything. And see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.